Hi guys. I'm trying to let everyone else know that I was on the live, that we're back live. This network thing has really been grinding my gears, and I've been trying to troubleshoot, but you know the cons of living in Nigeria, I guess. Okay, so I really don't know at what point you guys couldn't see or stopped seeing me, but I'm just going to go back to the beginning. I was on this tool when we stopped. So I'm just going to spray a little bit of water, just a little bit on my hair, and just massage it in a little bit again. Hello, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Let's get straight into it. I'm pressed for time. Okay, yeah. So as I was saying, when you are working with your white tooth comb, you should go from, you should go from here. You should go from the bottom, and you should slowly work your way up. Slowly work your way up. To be honest, this section of my hair is already very detangled, but I feel it will still help. So slowly work your way up and then try to take out any shed hair and knots. Right now, even though the section of hair when I was finger detangling it was not really like very, very tangled up. I'm sorry guys. But um one thing I want you guys to note, right, is the fact that even though it wasn't tangled up. When I met any form of resistance, I would stop, focus on that section, make sure that it was completely free before I moved on. When you're doing it with a white tooth comb, you don't really have that luxury, right? Your white tooth comb is not your finger. I cannot notice when there's pressure somewhere. If you notice there's pressure, it's just going to push it out, and that's going to be the end of it, right? So yeah, you just slowly work your way down, and then you have to hold the roots of your hair. So a lot of people complain that, oh, detangling my hair is difficult for me. My head always hurts when I'm detangling my hair. It's because you're doing this. You're taking the comb, right, and you're going from the root. Can you guys see? This is, I've not fully detangled this section of hair, but this is a section of hair that I've finger detangled. I've gone in with my comb, and if I start by putting the comb in here, right, what happens? It's stuck. And if I'm not holding it at the root, what does that? I'm literally just pulling my hair. I'm pulling my hair out of my head, and why should I? Why? So never start from the bottom one. Gently walk your way up, you know, gently walk your way up, slowly, gently walk your way up. To be honest, yeah, I feel like I should add more water to my hair because it's usually not this dry when I am moisturizing. So I'm actually also working on a detangler currently, and that's, it's still in the testing phase. I think maybe this week also I would release a video on um one of the formulas that I was trying out that gave me like a really nice result. But if you had a tangler, this would be a good time to apply it, right? Probably instead of water. So you guys see how much easier it is when I sprayed water. So we just go walk our way up, slowly take out all the knots and anything there. Make sure we're holding it at the root, and then just slowly take it out. So the idea is to work your way up and get to the point where you're no longer experiencing like any form of resistance all the way through. like you're just gliding through on your hair like that, from the top to the bottom like that, and then you can now successfully say, oh, I've detangled my hair. So I don't know if you guys can see, but there are some strands of hair coming off. That's perfectly normal because we shed hair. Okay. Oh my goodness, I was really looking forward to one of these guys. So as you can see here, my niece has gone, so I'm all by myself. So yeah, I don't know if you guys can see properly, but there's a knot here, right? And typically you don't. Oh, okay. This one came out, so no need to use the scissors. I get a little scissors happy actually. I might have a problem. But yeah, so that one is it was just shed hair that was coming out, so there was not really any need to use the scissors. I don't know. I just wanted to be able to show you guys how I use the scissors and why I use the scissors. Ooh, I guess we found one. Did we? Yes. Okay. Great. So, um, I don't know if you guys can see. There's just like a teeny tiny annoying guy there. I swear my hair is embarrassing me because why are you being so well behaved? It came out. I didn't have to use this scissors. So, anyways, okay, no, it didn't come out. Hey, good girl. So yeah, now these hair strands, right? They're joined like conjoined twins. I don't know if you guys can see this. Um, I don't know if you guys can see it at the end, but that knot part at the end, they're just joined together like Siamese twins, and they're not going to go. So now this one just has two strands of hair attached to it. If it was more strands of hair, there's something else I would do. But because it just has these two strands of hair, ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. So you just go as close as possible to the knot and snip it. Bye bye. So, you know, that's it. So you see with that method, right? Um, I don't really have that much hair on the comb. It's because of two reasons. I detangled my hair last 10 days ago. Sorry, 11 days ago. That's one of the reasons why there's not so much hair, there's not so much shed hair. And then second is because I am being gentle. So I don't know if you guys can see, that's all the shed hair on this from this section of hair, apart from the ones that I pulled out, the one or two couple of strands that I pulled out. So I'm going to so another mistake that I find people make, right, that is make or break. Because of our hair, the way our hair is structured, the way our hair looks, the way our hair behaves, right? You don't want to detangle your hair and then leave it just like that. So I don't know if you guys can remember how this hair was when I took it out initially. I want there to be a clear demarcation. Sorry. And let's be clear demarcation on. So it was somewhere here. It's shrinking because I applied water to it and it's firstly here. It's going to shrink. I have like a very high shrinkage rate, right? So it's our characteristics and we have to work with it. So what that means is after you detangle this section of hair, you're not leaving it, right? And I just realized I didn't mention that you have to work in sections. There's no two ways around it. There's no way you're not losing more hair than is necessary when you're not working in sections, right? You have to work in sections. Hence why I did it the way I've been doing it thus far, right? But after you're done, if you leave this hair like this, give it 5 minutes. In fact, let's be very practical. I just detangled this hair, right? You guys were all here with me. You watched me detangle this hair. Okay, I'm about to put comb, and watch the comb drag the hair. Yeah, this is hair I just detangled. This is why after you finish detangling your hair, no long talk, put it in twists. That helps to keep it from shrinking further, creating new sets of tangles, and just doing what it likes to do, right? So, yeah, you should work in sections. After you detangle each section, put it in twists, put it in braids. Twists are faster. I do loose twists because I'm not about to, spend the whole day on my hair. I like to move quick. I usually work in 6 sections, 3 sections here, 3 sections here. But I'm not doing that today because, it's a practical class and I'm just trying to take you guys through, you know, and be very detailed. So I'm done. So if you guys remember, I took out that piece of hair and separated it into 2 sections. So I'm just going to knot this one up. So that would further help to stretch it, but it's optional. You really don't have to do it. I'm just doing it because that hair is going to be in my way. And then I'm going to use it is oh. So typically how I make this work for me is like if I'm watching a series, yeah, or I'm watching a movie, I usually, especially if I have my hair done, like I'm not the one that did my hair, like maybe I had braids done or something, it's a no-brainer. I'll just look for a nice season movie that I like or that is trending or I find interesting, put it on and start detangling my hair. It's either I do that or I call my sister and I start gisting with her. So pick your struggle. Another option is, have a detangling bestie. Not like the only reason why you're friends with that person is because they are detangling your hair for you. It's more just like it's going to you guys can help each other detangle, you guys can chit chat while you're doing that, and that makes your lives so much easier. So I'm doing the finger detangling thing again. Like I told you guys, because I had my hair in sections, so there are bits and pieces of the hair that are clumped together and I need to do like a separating motion. Okay, yes. So we have, oh, sorry, I was about to say we had another tangle here, but no, it wasn't. So yeah. So just slowly do this. So now I'm going to show you guys how to work with the um typically, right? I want to wash my hair and I think maybe this can be like a discussion since everybody's saying we should be more engaging on the group, but maybe this can be more of a discussion. I would say you should limit how much you detangle your hair, just in general, because no matter how gentle you are when you are doing it, right, you're still going to lose hair. So, for example, this is me detangling my hair because I want to wash my hair and style my hair and have it in a protective style for probably, let's say, another 2 weeks, right? So, what that means is that this is the only time I'm going to detangle my hair until I do my protective style. I know you're wondering, like, what do you mean this is the only time? Yeah, this is the only time I'm going to go in with like tools. After now, if at all my hair needs to be tangled, maybe because I'm styling the hair and it's tangled up, right? I'm going to use my hands. So that way I'm limiting breakage to my hair. And that's the reason why even though I have this section of hair seems to be good. So that's the reason why even though I have what they call it, even though I have a routine where I'm regularly doing my hair, I still retain length, right? Now, like I said to you guys, this my hair today is very well behaved. It's not tangled. I have a video. I'm probably going to post it this week. Where my hair I was going through life. Life was going through me, right? But it's just a short edited video, so you guys will see how my hair can potentially tangle. This is not a real picture of how tangled my hair gets. I just need you people to know that, right? And you have to be patient with it. So I always tell people that if you're not in the mood, don't do your hair. Postpone it as much as possible. Just try to make sure that the hair is moisturized as you're postponing, because you have to be mentally prepared for when you're detangling your hair. Eventually, you get the hang of it and you actually start to enjoy it, but you literally have to be mentally prepared. I would not advise you to detangle your hair if you're not. And that's on period. So we're going on to this brush, right? And we're still going to follow the same process, right? That we did with the comb. In fact, that we did with everything, because even with fingers, you have to start from the bottom. So we're just going to, sorry, I'm going to spray my hair a little bit because it feels like it needs to be more lubricated. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So we start from here. See how when I added more water, it just makes it easier. So we start from there and then work our way up. So while this brush is good, yeah, and uh, if you're looking for a cheap alternative, you can use it. If your hair is longer and thicker, you're going to take more time to brush out like a section of hair. So I guess my hair kind of outgrew this brush, because when I started my natural hair journey, this guy was the OG, was white tooth comb, my fingers, and this guy. But you know, like I said, I do 6 sections and that's it. With this brush, I can't do 6 sections and that's it. I have to do more sections, probably around like 12 sections. So it's just wasting my time. No offense. I mean, it's effective, but it's wasting my time. So that's why I'm not a big fan of this brush. And it's just to grab it, it's not really. Some people enjoy this, but I don't want to rain on this brushes parade. It's a good place to start. The reason why I'm talking like this is because I have something better. So, pride has entered. So, but yeah, it doesn't go through all of the hair so well. That's just the thing. And, more sections. So, anyways, that is it for this section. And we're going to do the same thing that we did for the other section. Sorry about the dogs, guys. So we're going to do the same thing that we did for that section, and we're going to move on to our Odogu. Why am I so excited about this brush? I don't know. But yeah, so that's so these 2 sections are done. Um I think I still have a little bit of hair here, so let me work on this section. Okay. So, like I mentioned before, this hair was in twists, but it was moisturized. And like I said, because of the process, the greenhouse method thing that I did yesterday, sorry, excuse me, it's really not giving me any resistance. And personally, right, if I'm to advise you, I would advise that you never let your hair get to the extreme point where it is not um like it is fighting, it's really giving you stress, you have so many tangles. If you really want to see length retention, if you really want to see length retention, I would advise that you're washing your hair at least twice a month. You're detangling, like, you're not waiting till your hair is tangled, dried, and messy. Your hair has shrunken. You've changed your style like 5 times before you're detangling your hair. Because if you're doing it by that time, it's already too late. You already have too much tangles. You've already lost some hair. Doing it at this stage is the best way. I did this for 5 months. I'll post a picture on the group. I did this for 5 months consecutively, and my hair grew. Sorry, was it up to 5 months? I think it was 4 months. I grew 4 inches. I grew 4 inches. My hair grew, right? It's much shorter now because, like I said, life happened to me and I have fine strands. So if I'm not taking care of it, if I'm not doing all the extra stuff, I'm going to lose length, which is another thing that we're going to be doing this month. I said I was going to announce it, but look at me just blabbing it out now. But oh well. I think I would want us to do a hair growth challenge because I will not lie, I'm not happy with the length of my hair. I want my hair to be long the way it was before. So I want to start a challenge, but I'm thinking that I might do like a little trim. Trust me, I'm very scissors happy, but my hair, it used to annoy me. So I used to cut, if I see anything I don't like, I'll cut it. But I might do a little trim before we start, but I would want us to do like a hair growth challenge. So I'll drop the details proper you know, on the group. But this is just a, just a small talk to just kind of like introduce you guys to it. So, like I said, if I was doing this on my own, I'll be just, I'll find who to gist with, or I'll be watching YouTube videos, or I would be watching a movie on like Netflix or something. So that way, time, moves by fast, and I don't have to stress too much. So I'm tired, and I'm going to just like spray some more water and then go in with the on brush. So I like to always, to be honest, I focus the water everywhere because everywhere needs to be soft. So now, because these brushes bristles are longer, it just makes the process easier. We cannot be say I go can't hype this brush, you can't, but no, share this brush is good, let me know. So yeah, it just does a better job at detangling, and it goes like all the way through. You can see it like, if I had a bigger section of hair, it would still go all the way through and it would detangle the hair. I would feel it, all the places that feel like clumped together and feel like, oh, this hair is not very detangled there. It's just going to smooth it out like butter. So that is why I love on brush so much. So that's it. See how much quicker it takes me to finish a section compared to when I was doing the Denman brush, right? This is why I love this. So that's it for all the three tools. Um, this would be a good place to actually wrap up tonight's class, but because I wanted to be thorough, because I knew that my hair wasn't so tangled and it might not be a true reflection of what your hair would look like, I kept two sections of my hair. I kept two sections of my hair that I had not. Yes, I kept a section of my hair that I had not taken down, and I was going to. Sorry, this thing confuses me. Okay, I kept two sections of my hair that I had not taken down, and I said I was going to do it live because the chances of us, finding those knots that are very annoying is much higher. Um, when you're taking down braids, and most people, this is where they tend to lose hair when they're taking down braids. When they're taking down braids, and especially like cornrows and braids, that's usually people's arch nemesis. But guys, I need you to understand one thing, that one of the reasons why my hair is so easy to take down today, right? One of the reasons why it is so easy to take down today is because of the greenhouse method that I did last night, which is spraying a little bit of water, adding leave-in conditioner or butter, and then also putting my hair in a shower cap and tying to a satin bonnet. Trust me, it's a game changer. Your life will be easy. Trust me, it could be so much more annoying. I know detangling can be annoying. I'm not going to come here and pretend to be an actor brand new and tell you that, oh, it's not stressful. Oh, it's not. It's annoying, especially if you're used to dealing with straight hair, that you will just go oofam, oofam, oofam fam, and you're done. It's stressful, but It's your hair. It's just like if you had a baby. I don't know if there are any mothers here. But okay, guys, sorry, I don't know what happened. It got disconnected. I don't know. I don't want to say unfortunately, but I didn't really encounter like any crazy tangles that I could use to kind of explain to you guys how to you know, how to deal with it if it comes up. But I don't know, I might have video I have done in the past because to be honest, I'm not trying to let my hair get to that point where it is going to be tangled like that again. I'm on a hair growth journey. Okay, but yeah, I'll find an older video where I have explained that detangling method and I'm going to post it for you guys so that you guys can see it. So this is the front section of my hair that I had in a in braids. So it's pretty detangled because I used my fingers to detangle it. I might not necessarily detangle if unless I just want to be extra. Okay, let me be extra since it's a detangling session. But on a normal day, I probably would not be putting a brush through my hair again because, like I said before, the more times you do that, the more chances your hair is breaking. So you really don't want to stress your hair too much. You're never going to have perfect hair that is not going to like have knots and tangles. It comes with the territory of the kind of hair we have. Have you seen the hair? How do you know tangle? It's tangle now. They like themselves. They love each other. But ultimately, just do it to a good point and leave the hair alone. Because your hair actually thrives on when you don't do too much to it. And you don't do too much and you do all the right things at the same time. Your hair thrives on that. So yeah. So we have this section done. You see how quickly I am going through this hair with on brush. On brush is my fave, guys. I'm sorry, I can't stop raving about it. So yeah, basically, if you guys have any questions, you guys should drop them here. I don't know if you guys saw when I used the scissors, when I had like a tiny knot at the end and I used the scissors because the network was going in and out. So I just need you guys to let me know if you guys actually saw that. But that's why the scissors is there. And it's specifically this type of scissors because the other ones would actually damage your hair. So these are the ones like, yes, salon shears, they're the ones that are made specifically for your hair. I think after this section, I have just one more section. Okay, thank God you guys saw it. So I just have this section, right, and this section. This section is already detangled. I just want to be extra. So let me know if you guys have any questions. Any questions? So hope you guys are going to be more gentle with your detangling sessions now. See, trust me, yeah. You do this, you have your detangling and your moisturizing on lockdown, right? I sell products, I make products, and I have amazing products. But trust me, if you can lock down these two things and be consistent with it, it doesn't even matter if you're using the world's shittiest product, as far as it doesn't have harsh chemicals that is going to damage your hair. Your hair will grow. This is the thing that most people don't understand, right? Your hair will grow. Now, of course, if you add great products, depending on how the product is formulated, it's going to take things up a notch. It's going to, help your hair be thicker, help it grow fast, all those things. But trust me, you have detangling on lock. You have moisturizing on lock, and then you have a good stylist that isn't, you know, fighting with your hair. Just give your hair, yeah, it will grow. It will grow. You will see your length. Don't worry yourself. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I wanted us to do this, hair growth challenge, so that we see things live for ourselves. We can see, our hair. We can see it grow. We can see the progress. We can understand our hair. We can understand the things it loves, right? So you guys will be able to tweak my advice that I'm giving you specifically for your hair, right? Because like I always say, natural hair is not a one size fits all. Um, I think I have answered the question you asked about satin bonnets. You were asking how to keep it on. So I was saying that if I'm being honest, I don't really use satin bonnets as much. I prefer using satin scarves, and like for some reason, those satin scarves, especially those big ass ones, they stay and they just work better for me. So I use satin scarves, I tie them tight. Compared to satin bonnets, they work better for me. So um I don't know. I guess instead of using the one that is band, right? Use the one that they tie. I feel like that helps you secure it better because that's the type that I have. And on most nights when I sleep in it, um it stays on my head. So you can try that. Try the satin bonnet that try the satin bonnet that is tied. Sorry, I didn't like how those ends were looking, so that's why I cut it. I don't know why I'm saying sorry, but yeah. So that's another reason why I have the scissors there. The ends are feeling like too knotted, looking scraggly. I don't like how they're looking. I'm going to snip it off. And this is actually what we call the dusting method, right? And it's the best way to be on top of trimming because once your hair is having split ends, it is going to cause more damage. It's just going to progressively get worse. So if you're detangling your hair, once in 2 weeks, you're on top of the knots, you're on top of the tangles, right? And you use your scissors and all those things, trust me, right? You would have so much less issues. The tangling will be easy. You see how I've been saying, oh, this my tangling session was easy. Trust me, it can be so much worse. And I know what I'm talking about. For the scissors, you can get it from places where they sell salon stuff. I don't know if that's specific, but very soon we're going to have it available. Hopefully, before the end of the month, we're going to have all these tools available, and you can get it from us. But if you can't wait till the end of the month, you can get it. You can get it at places where they sell salon tools and products. That's where you can get it. So I hope that answers your question. Sorry. Moni just sorry you're late. I announced it earlier today on the group that we were going to be going earlier. Sorry guys, excuse me. No, you can't always use your sorry guys, I need to drink water. I'll be back. Okay guys, sorry about that. Um thanks. Thank you. So what was I saying? Instead of using scissors, can I use my finger? No, you can't. Let me see if I have a strand of hair here to explain. So I'm squeezing my face because the hair is not even showing. I don't know if you guys can see this properly, right? If you use your fingers to pull it apart, you're causing tension on your hair, right? And it's going to affect the whole strand of your hair. Like you're affecting the structural integrity of your hair if you know, pull on it. If there's a tangle, if there's a knot, if you pull on it, you affect the structural integrity of your hair. But if you use a scissors, it just gives a clean, blunt cut. So you people can't really see how stretched this hair that I pulled out. You people can't see it. It now looks deformed. So the best way to explain it would be um that you guys know springs. You guys know how springs are, all those small springs that we used to see in toys that time. So if you pull out a spring and pull out a spring and pull out a spring, it doesn't return. It gets to a point where it doesn't return and it deforms. Now, springs are made of iron, so it's definitely much stronger than your hair. So if you pull out your hair, you're destroying the structure of your hair. You're making it more prone to breakage. You're making it weak. But if you use your scissors, you just cut it like this. Fiam. You didn't have to pull on the hair. You didn't have to make the other parts of the hair that is connected to your scalp. Sorry, excuse me. You didn't have to make it suffer. You just give it a clean cut. So no splits, um, no knots. The chances of knots forming gone, right? So if you pull on the hair and you cut it, once where it cuts, uh I guess maybe this is where slides would have been good so that I can show you guys a microscopic look of how your hair looks when you pull it out like that. That's why scissors is very important. It will not look jaga jaga, but when you use a scissors, it's a straight blunt cut. I just thought about something. So now, can you guys see? Can you guys see how this paper looks on the end? Like, I don't know if you can see how the paper looks on the end. The paper tore the way it tore. Now, if I'm using a scissors, I'm sorry, I can't use these scissors to um cut the paper because it's only meant for hair. But I have another scissors. Let me bring it and show you guys. So, if I'm using a scissors, obviously your hair is not this, it's not like this. Your hair is just one small, and if you use all you need is scissors, cut it once. But this is just for example. Can you see this end? Straight, no rough edges. Now, see this one. Like I said, jaga jaga. So that's the reason why a scissors is very important. And it's a specific type of scissors. It's not so expensive. It might be a little bit more expensive now, but I got this one, I think 2 or 3 years ago. I got it for 2000 naira. So it might be more expensive now, but I feel it's a worthy investment. And in my opinion, if you're going to spend some certain amount on products, spending money on tools should be a no-brainer because products will finish, the tools will be there, and you need them. So, any more questions? Do you have any more questions? Thumbs up to Phil. Any more questions before we call it a day? This class extended way longer than I expected because of the whole network thing. But okay, to be honest, uh, unless your hair is like a teeny weeny afro, it's not too short to be washed in sections. But even at that, like even if it's short, right, you still need to work in sections. Let me explain. So imagine your hair was short, right? Like small afro. You still can't take your comb. It's still not going to work. Everybody here has had short hair at one point in time. If you put the comb, it go hook. Do you understand? It's still basically the same principle, right? It's somewhat easier if your hair is really, really short, right? But still, once your hair starts growing out, you need to work in sections, and that's why there are different options. We have the butterfly clips. I don't have butterfly clips. This is what I use, guys. I'm sorry. You remember how I said natural hair is not one size fits all? This is what I use. Butterfly clips might be more convenient for you, but these guys are convenient for me. And like I said, all these tools will be available by the end of the month, so you guys can get them from me. um I hope I've answered your question. If my hair is too short for sectional washing and styling, yes, my scalp is too sensitive for general washing. Detangling. What's the best way to wash and detangle? Um, so if you've done this detangling process, you actually don't need to you don't need to detangle your hair when you're washing. I would actually never advise anybody to detangle their hair when they're washing because when you're washing your hair, it's stripping it of oils and it tends to be like drier. So that's not the best time, apart from the fact that okay, yeah, it's west. That's not the best time to comb your hair. But that's the reason why I talked about working in sections. So you remember when I mentioned that I work in 6 sections? When I'm about to wash my hair, I double those sections. That is 12. So three here becomes six, three here becomes six, right? And I have them in loose twists and I wash my hair in those loose twists. I also have another video that is coming up this week. That one is it's not going to be live. Like a short video that I'll post on my page that you'll see practically how to do that. So when you do that, after you're done washing your hair, any twist that comes undone, you just twist it back up and then apply your conditioner. You don't have to detangle everything you do with your hair. You don't. And if at all, okay, there's just one hair that clumped up or something, use your hand. You don't need to be tangling every time you. For a lot of people, right? If they apply the things that they've learned today, the way their hair will grow because probably they already have good products, they already have all the other things that they need. Once they add this one to it, you'll see their hair will start growing. And then for the person that asked about sensitive scalp, right? Most people, like I keep saying, we need to stop that habit of fighting with our hair. But most people tend to use their nails when washing their scalp. You shouldn't. You really shouldn't. This is the part of your hand here. This is where you're supposed to use when you're washing your scalp, right? And you're supposed to, just have that motion. People use their nails. You injure yourself, especially if you have sensitive scalp. So another tool that I recently started using to shampoo my hair, and it's bae, is actually a scalp massager, dual purpose, I guess. So you can pull onto the strands of your hair. Like I said, I have a video, so when I post the video, you guys will see it, and then use this. So this one, it's soft. It has soft bristles, right? So it helps to raise up the dirt that is on your scalp without scratching on your scalp and injuring your scalp. So I hope this answers your question. Um, because you're asking what's the best way to wash and detangle. This method that I've explained today is the easiest. Not, it's not just okay. Sorry, it's not the easiest. I take that back. I'm sorry. But actually, if you think about it, it's actually the easiest because if you do any other thing, you will fight with your hair. But I would say it's the simplest and the most painless method of detangling your hair. I don't think there's any other thing that you can do if not you're actually not doing your hair that would be less painful than this. Working in sections, taking your hair a bit at a time, um, you know, just being gentle with your hair, holding it from the roots while you're combing it. If you do it, you literally will not feel any pain. If your scalp is sensitive, you might feel a little bit sore, but that's just because of the sensitivity of your scalp. But you'll be fine, trust me, because this is really gentle. Typically, when I take care of customers' hair, I used to do that before, but I since I moved to Abuja, I haven't done that. But typically, when I take care of customers' hair and I'm doing this process, they fall asleep. That's how gentle this is. So if you're doing it right, it shouldn't hurt you. If it's hurting you, you're probably applying too much pressure, which is why I said you shouldn't do your hair when you're angry. You should be chill, chilly, just with your girls, watch your TV, talk with bae, that kind of thing. So yeah, I hope I've answered everybody's question. And Monique, so I hope I answered your question properly. If I didn't understand this, maybe you can elaborate better. So, guys, a couple of you are here. Nobody has liked this video. All the suffer that I suffered today, plus network, plus my hair that refused to have tangles. Oh. You both did not even give me any thumbs up. I beg now. I beg now. I beg now. Okay, so guys, I always say this: if you enjoyed the class and you want to keep seeing more stuff like this, to encourage me, please like, comment, subscribe, and invite your friends. Share it to your friends. I'm sure you know a couple of people that have issues with their hair that would love to get their hands on this information that I'm giving out for free. So please subscribe. Thanks for all the love, guys. Subscribe, share, like, comment. You know, let's get this gospel. Let's get this gospel as far and wide as we can. Speaking of gospel, um, I hope we're going to be going to church tomorrow. And then for those of us in Abuja, today is the Hallelujah Festival for Abuja residents, and it's going to be happening in, I've forgotten the name of the but it's in Durumi, the Reading Church in Durumi. It's going to be happening. So you guys, if you didn't know about it, I'm telling you now, go and start. It's starting by I think 10 or 11 this evening. So go and start preparing. I'll see you there. I'll see you in Hallelujah Challenge. I'm inviting all of you to come for Hallelujah Challenge. Okay. So thank you guys so much for joining today's class. Thank you guys so much for the questions, for being patient with the network and everything. Like I said, like, share, subscribe, invite your friends to come and learn so that everybody's hair can be growing and popping. And very soon, we're going to start our hair growth challenge. I'm so excited for it because I want my own hair to grow. My hair cuts, so I want it to grow. So I'm excited for that, and I'll see you guys on our next live class. So I'll communicate with you guys on the group chat. Thank you so much for joining today. Good night. I just saw this comment. Tinubu I know it's a woman wash our hair in frustration. Please, oh no, don't use Tinubu mind to wash your hair. Your hair will cut. All right, good night, guys. Bye.